Welcome to the Believe Podcast Network SoCal Sweat. My name is Ann McDaniels, a former NFL cheerleader and product manager turned actress and model who dreams of being a UFC fighter. Meow. Learning strategies to help motivate others leads me to bring you interviews each week from a range of athletes, experts in fitness and nutrition, and so much more. Thanks for listening to Believe, the #1 podcast for working professionals, and let's push our endorphins to higher performance through SoCal Sweat. This is your host, Ann McDaniels, and thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Believe SoCal Sweat. Oh, staying in shape, going to the gym, finding time to exercise. So many people have a very hard time with this, and I myself am still recovering from injuries. I would love to go to the gym, I would love to work out, but I've had to really find ways to stay active without working out, and that has prompted me to create a podcast episode for people that maybe don't even want to go to the gym, have no need or want to exercise, but still want to stay in shape. When people want to work on their fitness and work out and get back in shape, the first thing they think about is joining a gym. And the truth is, a gym is not for everyone. Some people get really self-conscious. A lot of women don't even want to go in the weight room with guys. It can be intimidating. Or maybe you don't want to run on a treadmill for 30 minutes looking at a mundane wall. It's boring for some people. Or maybe it's just too expensive. Perhaps the gym is too far away from work, not close to home, and if someone's really burnt out after a job and they have to go home to their wife and kids or husband and kids, maybe they don't feel like taking the detour and going to that gym. Oftentimes when people pressure themselves every single day that, I have to do an hour of cardio a day, or I have to do this, and they have children and commitments and jobs and crazy schedules, they don't want to stress out about their exercise. So there are so many things that you can do without trying. You don't have to go to the gym and schedule I have to walk at 6 o'clock a.m. You can stay active in organic ways, and we will break them down. So I want to start with number 1, which is actually quite exciting. And before I get into that, I just want to say something funny that I learned on the Robinhood Snacks podcast, just following the markets, that Weight Watchers is down because Weight Watchers basically tells you what to eat, and people don't want to be told what to do. So Weight Watchers is down, whereas the other weight loss programs are up because they send the meals, and it's a little bit more of a plan where you have a little more freedom. So during the pandemic, people were told what to do, and Weight Watchers tells you what to do, even though it's quite successful. So their sales are down. It's kind of funny. I thought that was really interesting. So number 1, how can we stay active without trying? How about video games? Yes, this is a great one. Maybe your video game is collecting dust at home. Probably not most of you. But now it's the time to use them, especially like the Wii Fit Plus and the Xbox have several activities that appeal to fitness and exercise enthusiasts like all of us. And these activities can get us in shape and adds fun, especially that Oculus. I had done a podcast on the Oculus, and that is an amazing VR video game where you are able to be in a virtual reality environment with boxing and dodging and weaving, and you can even add resistance. It's incredible. So you're having fun at the same time. So that's the first one, video games. How about free workout videos? I guess you're kind of exercising here, but you're still staying active without really trying. There are countless workout videos on the internet today, and you can access them for free, a lot of them. There's, of course, programs like Peloton and Zoom and things like that, but take advantage of them while you're at home. If you can also take your exercise routine out in the backyard and take your iPad or whatever, that's great, and you can get vitamin D. And I just love being outside anyway. And while you're at it, you might be inspired to do a power walk through your neighborhood or run on a wooded trail that's right there. How about running on a stairwell? If you're too tired to go outside and run, or you just don't feel like it, why not make use of the stairs in your building? Take your iPod and run the stairs for about 20 minutes. Your iPhone, you'll feel sweaty and worked out in no time. And plus, when you run stairs, you may think you're in shape, and when you run stairs, it's a better workout because you're hitting elevation, you're doing the glutes, you're doing the quads, you're pushing off really hard, and you can do squats in the meantime among the different levels, which is great. How about dancing? Dancing at home is the best workout There's a fitness girl, I can't remember what her name is, but her whole program is just dancing. I mean, even if you're in the kitchen and you're like preparing meals, just dance. And when you're in the shower, the kitchen, in your backyard, your living room, you can dance to your heart's content. It's effective in reducing stress, boosting flexibility, and keeping yourself fit without having to go to the gym. Plus, it's really sexy. I mean, if you want to do like strip teases at home for your husband, boyfriend, significant other, whatever, it's fun. And no one cares. And when you're dancing by yourself, that's even better. And it instills confidence, and it makes you happy, and it makes you smile. And nothing is better than music. I mean, I love every genre of music. And go to your heart's content, and it burns a hell of a lot of calories. I used to dance at nightclubs, and I hope to get that back again someday. And we would burn like thousands and thousands of calories, especially when we were performing on stage. You name it. I mean, we were just starving when that was done, and you're just dripping with sweat, but you don't even realize that you're working out because it's fabulous. Like right now, two of my friends are performing at Sturgis in South Dakota, the big Harley rally, and they're dancing nonstop, and they're having the time of their lives. And they're starving all the time, burning so many calories, and having a great time in the meantime. And of course, there's fabulous food in the Midwest. How about rock climbing? That's a really fun thing to do, or hiking. I mean, that's just everywhere. And of course, if you're just being careful, but it can be done both indoors and outdoors. And rock climbing is a sport that is challenging intensely for your cardio, strength, your mental, and flexibility. And it works every single muscle group in your body. And rock climbing is a mental workout that requires you to make quick decisions and navigate the route correctly. And that's a good thing to do on a date as well. Simple walking. Walking is probably the most underrated exercise there is. You can go to your favorite cafe, go to your favorite Starbucks a few blocks ahead and walk. Save some bucks on gas, walk. There are so many ways that you can incorporate extra steps in your day when you walk a bit. You can park further away, and that's your ability to do some walking. Plus, if you happen to just walk to the grocery store and carry your grocery bags back, I always find myself doing arm curls, like bicep curls. I try to, I do tricep curls, put it above my head, do the obliques by like stopping at the stoplight and working on your obliques going left and right. Many, many ways to do that. How about acro yoga? If you're bored at home, you can keep yourself busy and fit at the same time through acro yoga. And this type of exercise combines traditional yoga, acrobatics, and healing arts together. You can grab a partner or family member and get the abs, legs, and arms a great workout. It's a fun way to pass the time while keeping your body engaged, and a good way to connect with your partner. Up next, we have cooking. Take 40 minutes to chop, dice, saute, and clean up your cooking mess, which is, for me, always huge. And I try to do it right then. I hate waiting and cleaning it up at the end. I try to clean it as I go. And you can burn off an extra 128 calories before your quote-unquote healthy dinner is served. But cooking, it's a great thing to do. And even if you're pulling things out of the stove or whatever you're doing, try a couple squats, do a couple deadlifts. As you're stirring something, maybe do like a heel toe and step back and forth just to kind of burn more. And while you're chopping, why not do kind of leg lifts for your glutes on the side? Just little ways you can do it. So many ways to incorporate, mix and match, and add more without going to the gym, without scheduling an exercise routine. Next, we have scrub the shower, scrub the tub, scrub the toilet, scrub the driveway, wash your car. All of these at-home activities are great. You can put even 25 minutes cleaning the bathrooms of your house and saying goodbye to soap scum, lime, everything like that. You can burn up to 107 calories. And you can put on, again, your favorite dance music and dance while you're doing that, and that would burn even more calories. So that's another one. Gardening. Gardening can really be a good thing to do for extra calorie burn. You're squatting, you're engaging, you're leaning over, you're rigorously working with the dirt and things like that. And if you're mowing the lawn, all of that stuff takes a lot of energy. Growing your own garden to eat healthier foods anyway is a great way to incorporate your own nutrition in your own organic gardening into your diet. But you also burn off an extra 105 calories per 25 minutes spent around digging in the dirt. And who doesn't love to dig in the dirt? Be a child again. Oh, I loved sandboxes. I usually threw sand at people, but that's a whole nother podcast that we'll have to do on extinguishing the violent behavior that yours truly often has. But then once you're gardening and you're picking your fruits and vegetables, you can keep them fresher longer with storage hacks and putting them in the freezer, so you're doing double duty there for your health. Next, express your creative side. There are so many things like DIY videos, Pinterest. Look at all the home and gardening channels we can watch, and people are obsessed with home renovations, especially after the pandemic and all the things that you did inside your homes. Sometimes we're bored at home and we wonder how to burn more calories. Well, turn off the TV and shut off your computer and try painting. Paint your bedroom a new color and try maybe some handed artistic expression on a canvas, or paint a chair, create something. There's so many ideas out there. Either way, you'll burn 120 calories for 35 minutes if you're painting alone or painting the outside of the house. One of my friends had hired a worker to paint the outside of her home in Burbank, and I don't understand what happened. She had the paint swatches on and all the instructions. She was gone on vacation, and he was to paint while she was gone. When she got home, he painted the whole front of the house like this fuchsia pink. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what happened. How did you not read the directions? It was fuchsia pink, and it was really hard to come off. So yeah, he definitely burned those calories. I think he probably spent much more than 35 minutes on the wrong color. He definitely burned the calories, but he definitely got fired. I still, to this day, and I can prove the picture, it's just crazy. It was like a fuchsia pink. She was livid. Yeah, it was one of those times. You can't make it up. How about getting down and dirty? We can use two things with this one, but the floor of your kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, living room, is it in need of cleaning? Like a deep cleaning, not just the Broomba, that vacuum cleaner, or just a quick sweep, not just the Swiffer. Spend like 15 minutes scrubbing, and you'll zap 115 calories and brighten up the home in the process. And if you are on your hands and knees on the floor and you're trying to scrub one area, why not do a couple leg lifts on the side? You can just raise your leg in the back and work on those glutes, or work on the inner and outer thighs. And if the floor is not too wet, why don't you try some push-ups, things like that. Also, even if you're using a sponge, you can do, remember the Karate Kid, wax on, wax off? Even just tightening all of your muscles and doing like a scrubbing motion on the left side and the right side over and over again, you're not only squeezing those obliques and glutes and abs, but also the arms, shoulders, and just from scrubbing the floor. It's just a great little workout without you trying to stress yourself out to go to the gym. Next, would you believe that reading actually burns up to 100 calories? Reading for 65 minutes? Read a motivational book. Read something that really inspires you. Something romantic, sexy, adventure, whatever you want to read. That burns up 100 calories in 65 minutes. I did not know that at all. And maybe while you're, laying on the bed or on the couch reading, or out in the sun, squeeze your glutes a little bit every once in a while. Between chapters, like among chapters, or in a really great moment, maybe someone's running and it's an adventure book, just squeeze those glutes. It's almost like you're in a movie. Get lost. Okay, I'm a little off my rocker here. I'm going a little left field. But maybe you're outside reading that book and you look at the lawn and you realize the lawn needs to be mowed. Hey, another great trick. Mow the lawn, do yard work. This burns tons of calories. You can get outside and push that lawn more, not the riding more, through the yard, and you can burn up to 119 calories in just 20 minutes. And plus, if you're competitive, you have a much better yard than your neighbor. Not to mention a tighter and more toned body. And then when you go back inside and shower and you're feeling refreshed, you can go back to those home renovations. Hang photos or paintings. Take 30 minutes to hang up paintings or photos, maybe after you've dusted them, to add even more calorie burn. And take photos out of your back of your closet and just redecorate, things to do around the house. You'll give your home an inexpensive mini makeover, hence those DIY videos, everything on Pinterest, Instagram, and burn off an extra 107 calories in the process. And TikTok is really good for these types of things as well. So again, extra calories. How about at home? Suck it up. Vacuum. Vacuuming is great. 35 minutes to sweep away extra 100 calories in your regimen. To burn more calories in this tip, engage your core muscles the whole time and squeeze your glutes as you're going through the vacuuming process. Push that vacuum for a hit of extra functional fitness. And you can even do squats. Maybe you're moving furniture. Try to do squats and maybe stop the vacuum cleaner and do some push-ups. Just easy things to do for not going to the gym. Believe me, with these injuries, I'm trying everything I can to exercise because I can't even walk stairs yet. Very frustrating. At work, at the computer, stand up. You can spend 40 minutes of your day standing and not sitting at your desk to burn off extra calories, up to 100 calories of 40 minutes at the office. There's the Veridesk as well, which is really helpful, and sometimes you can even do work on a Peloton or an exercise bike, even a treadmill, by incorporating, if you can handle it, certain desks that you can add to that, or make phone calls on those treadmills or Pelotons. But standing up burns 100 calories in 45 minutes. And it doesn't get much easier than that. Plus, I always feel like I have more energy, and plus, if you need to have a really hard conversation, I think it's better to stand up because you feel more aggressive. You can stand up for yourself. So I always incorporate that if I have to do any kind of a confrontation or a difficult conversation. And at the office, if you're back in the office, move around the office more. Instead of sending the email or text, maybe walk over to your coworker's desk if you like them, but don't be like, Office Space and hang out there 24/7 talking about, coming in on a Saturday. Go visit the workers that you want to visit and ask them a question. Need copies made? Take a trip to the copy machine and make them yourself besides asking your admin. And heading to the restroom, take an extra lap. And some of us who drink water have to go constantly. And sometimes you even have great socialization in the bathroom. So if you want to get away from your boss or desk, always go to the bathroom for obvious reasons, just to get away. And those extra steps going to the bathroom, just 40 extra minutes of extra walking during your workday translates into 119 calories. So go to the bathroom more, walk an extra lap if you need to. And at lunch, maybe go out and get stuff before getting it delivered. That's another good thing to burn more calories. And at work, climb that corporate ladder and climb those stairs. You've heard this before, but for good reason. Again, those stairs are a huge calorie burner, and spending only 15 minutes can burn up to 116 calories. And walking upstairs actually boosts more energy than coffee. And if you're ready to go into a presentation, maybe run the stairs and you'll feel really invigorated before that presentation. I know that Tony Robbins does, I think, up to 100 jumping jacks before he goes on stage just to invigorate that energy. Even at work, if you have a really mundane work day and you don't really feel like walking, how about organizing your desk? You can spend 30 minutes and burn 120 calories, streamlining and eliminating clutter, and it makes you feel mentally clear as well, and that can boost your mental health. So again, organize your desk 30 minutes, that's 120 calories. At work, use your speakerphone. Put your morning conference call on a speaker or a headset and pace around your office and desk during the 35-minute call to torch up to 100 calories. Sometimes when I used to work in corporate America, I would have a meeting with my boss or someone that was underneath me, and we would walk around the block. I remember it was in Minneapolis, and it was at Carlson Companies, or General Mills, and we had a beautiful river and like this little man-made lake and this gorgeous walking path. Sometimes we would just take a meeting outside and walk, and in hindsight, you actually really get a better conversation and you feel better, and especially if there's anything that you need to confront someone about or there's a conflict at work, you have a fresh air and you have a better way of doing so, and you have a better bonding moment anyway than just sitting across the desk at each other and staring at each other and like doing the stare down where we've all sort of been there. And at work, again, sneak in some isometrics. You can even sit on a yoga ball and squeeze your glutes and abs, and even the act of having good posture and balance at your desk on a yoga ball does wonders for calorie burn. That stability ball is fantastic, but you can spend 5 minutes out of every hour before lunch doing some sneaky isometric exercises like squeezing your glutes and your knees together and holding for only 8 counts and then releasing. If you do that a few times at your desk, you can burn off 100 calories before your lunch break and then go get an awesome lunch. But remember, it's all deficit and surplus for those calories. But hey, you can get chiseled abs simply by sitting on the yoga ball and just doing these things at work and adding extra steps, incorporate different things. And even if you want to do a couple arm curls, sometimes at a desk you can keep some weights and just do that while you're reading an email, because sometimes reading an email or something like that can take forever. Do some curls or like squeeze those glutes on that ball or even in your chair. And at work, why don't you reinstate recess? As kids, we loved and looked forward to recess. I always think of myself as a childlike adult. I mean, I don't want to grow up in certain ways. Like, yes, of course, we adult and pay bills and are obviously very responsible, but don't lose sight of being a child. The things that we loved to do, just recess time, playing, letting go of just our inhibitions and being creative and laughing, not taking things personally, no judgments on people, no racism, no stereotypes, no sexism. We didn't know what we didn't know, and it was fun, but reinstate that recess. Instead of like sipping an afternoon coffee, which is always great though, why don't you get some fresh air and walk to the coffee shop and have a little fun and boost your energy? Maybe bring a jump rope to work and go outside and jump rope for 10 minutes. Even if you do that, that'll burn off 107 calories and make you more mentally stable before you go back into the office. If that's too extra for your office, go outside and just walk away. Take a walk and then come back, and just being outside in nature. I know the Japanese use this, is called forest walking, and they make a lot of their business people go outside and take a walk barefoot in their business suits and walk on the grass, walk on the ground. It's called forest walking. Not only is it good for physical activity, but it's really good for mental health and invigorates, and you get vitamin D, and you're with people, so it's socialization and releases mental stress, which is, we all have it, like worse than ever right now. At work, there are so many snacks. Everybody has a birthday. Oh, the birthday club from the office. Love it, love it, love it. The girl Angela always is in charge of the birthday parties. If you're truly savoring the snacks, the M&Ms, the cakes, go ahead and enjoy. But if you're just mindless snacking and constantly going back and forth to that break room because you're bored or sleepy, or you just don't really want to get into that project, they're a waste of calories. You're mindless snacking, and it's not good. Quit that candy habit. Take one large mouthful of M&Ms, and that's 100 calories. It's easy to slash those 100 calories or more during your workday by avoiding that break room and just maybe bringing your own snacks and partaking. If you can do portion control, that's great. I myself, if there's a big basket of M&Ms or a big like Dairy Queen ice cream cake for someone's birthday, no, I have to leave the premises. Or I can't take like a little bite. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna have a little bite and walk away. No, I want the whole cake. So either avoid it or bring your own snacks, or if you can, practice portion control, awesome. But remember, that's mindless snacking. And if you're bored and do not want to get in that project, that's a way to like delve into those foods that may not be good for you. And also sometimes we're just thirsty. So pay attention to drinking a lot more water when those cravings keep happening and you keep going back and forth to that break room. The next one is to fidget more. Pay attention to the fact that you can be very annoying when you fidget. I do it a lot naturally, and my family cannot stand it. I'm always tapping my foot. I'm always like shaking my legs. If I sit in a chair, I'm always like shaking my thighs back and forth, or just tapping my foot, or doing something with my hand. But that kind of was always there, sort of the ADHD hyperactivity. But fidgeting really burns up to 100 to 150 calories per hour just by tapping your foot, playing with your hair. Again, these things can be very annoying, especially on flights. And I do this a lot on flights, but I'm very careful to not be annoying to the person next to me. Usually I'm in an aisle anyway. I have to have the aisle. And due to the fact that I fidget so much and I need to walk back and forth and go to the bathroom. But again, simply tapping your foot. If you're waiting in line or online, as we say on the East Coast, tapping back and forth, shuffling back and forth, or just like doing your little oblique exercises. These all burn extra calories as long as we are not annoying. And at work, reap the rewards of your workout. Research indicates that every pound of lean muscle you have can help you burn off an extra 30 to 50 calories per day at rest. So I always talk about in other podcasts, resistance training, weights, resistance bands. Put on 4 pounds of lean muscle to guarantee you'll burn an extra 100 calories a day just sitting. The more muscle you have in your body, the more calories it takes to keep that muscle alive. So lean muscle mass is huge, plus it looks sexier. It's more tone. Sometimes people are so worried about, especially a lot of women, oh, I don't want to get bulky. You're not going to get bulky. We can't unless you're on some type of steroids or some kind of anabolics. So lifting weights, even lifting water bottles, resistance bands are very easy and portable to travel with. It's just a great thing. The more lean muscle mass we have, the more calories we burn at rest, and it just looks better aesthetically. Shopping. This will instill a lot of hope and happiness in many people. I love grocery shopping. I grocery shop every day. Shopping for clothes, not so much. I order my clothes online because I'm just a very easy size. I'm a sample size, and everything I order is great, and I cannot stand to go to the store and sit in the dressing rooms. And I'm not one of those girls that like, oh, let's go shopping together as a group. No, you will not find me doing that, but I do like to go to the grocery store every day by myself. Yes, a little bit strangeness here, but shopping for clothes, especially if you're trying them on, even for 30 minutes, you can burn off 100 calories. And even if you're walking in a mall, like sometimes in LA, the Grove, or wherever you are, that burns even more because you're walking. And maybe you're walking by a store and you hear some great dance music, dance, and that can also be great. You know, just all of these things you can mix and match. But seriously, shopping, 30 minutes can burn off 100 calories. Not to mention the fact that you're trying things on. Maybe you're arguing with your spouse. Maybe you're trying on bathing suits and sucking it in, and that means you're getting more resistance. So a lot of ways to burn calories while shopping. Multiple. Laughing burns tons of calories. And who doesn't want to do that to boost their mood? Going to a comedy show. Oh my God, you can burn so many calories. Have you ever noticed going to a comedy show or a really great movie, the next day your abs are like on fire because you were laughing so hard? It's fun. It's a great boost for mental health. It's everything. I love comedy. I love comedy shows. And you can burn up to 100 calories if you laugh for 20 minutes in a row. I mean, that would be really annoying and it would probably hurt. But even watching a movie, comedy shows, again, TikTok, YouTube, all these things are great and a mental boost on top of it. Up next, we have biking. Number one, you're outside. You're in the sun. Vitamin D. It's nature. Go on a trail, or just simply go to the store and ride around the block. Another thing is rollerblading or roller skating. These things are huge if you don't feel like running or walking. Bike riding burns up to 25 minutes, can burn up to 119 calories. And it's really great for the glutes, the abs, the legs, the arms. I mean, even if you're at a stoplight, stop and do push-ups on the bike. It's great. Or if you have both feet on the ground, take turns with your legs by doing glute exercises. These are all fantastic. 119 calories for 25 minutes. And again, roller skating. That's another great one. Tons of calories. And if you're on the go, if you are on, just again, back to the grocery shopping, you can burn more calories even at the grocery store by picking up a basket instead of a cart, and you can torch 100 more calories during a 30-minute shopping trip. You can spend less too, and you're more inclined to stick with just the essentials that you need instead of lugging them around with extra items in a huge cart. And also, if you're standing in line, or if you're at the self-checkout and people are like taking forever, and sometimes people don't know what they're doing, curl that basket. Take turns with your arm, curl the basket. Or in LA, we have to use bags, and I just curl my bag and switch back and forth. But really, it allows you to spend less money and maybe gives you more shopping trips, and then you can walk more by going every day. When I lived in Europe, the Europeans shopped every single day. We always had fresh produce, fresh food, fresh fish, meat, cheeses, everything. I lived with 2 different host families for 2 different study abroad programs besides living there another time, and I grocery shopped every day. They went to the market every day. So again, extra calorie burn without even trying. Next one is to stretch, and flexibility in stretching is so important. And as people get older, your bones and your muscles get really rigid, and the more you can be flexible, the better. And it's just really anti-aging. And even if you're a huge weightlifter, being more flexible is really great, because sometimes bodybuilders can't even reach the ceiling because they are so muscular and it doesn't go up. So flexibility is huge. Even while you're watching TV or waiting for your dinner to be delivered through Uber Eats or Grubhub, do 10 to 20 minutes of stretching or yoga poses, and you can burn up to 100 calories. When I was an NFL cheerleader, or even as a dancer now, I would just sit on the floor and just stretch the entire time watching a movie. And even better, if you can go up against a wall and spread your legs and do I'd always do just sit in the splits all 3 ways, or just going up against a wall and stretching your legs as much as possible. Just using that wall to to hoist yourself into to keep those like glutes and inner thighs engaged. Or if you have an exercise machine at home, you can just put your legs up. Like I have a Peloton, and sometimes I just put the leg up on the handlebar and just go all the way down and hold it. And just be careful of not falling off, because I have done that. I put both legs on at the same time, and I got really cocky with the music that I was listening to. And I believe it was like a techno track, and I just fell off the back. And it was definitely my fault, and it was pure stupidity. And I always put resistance bands on the Peloton, so when I'm taking a break, or just while I'm doing the Peloton at the same time, if I don't want to do anything with the arms, I do the resistance bands, and that's another good way. And I also get off that Peloton and do glute exercises in the back. But how about a Saturday night date? Saturday night dates are great for like cuddling and watching Netflix, whatever, or going to a movie. But instead of doing that, or go to a movie and play pool afterwards, play darts, go to like even Dave & Buster's and compete, and that's always sexy and fun, and you're burning extra calories. I mean, if you play pool for 45 minutes, that's 100 extra calories that you're burning. And that's really good foreplay, too, with your partner. I mean, who doesn't love a good competition and then like a really good ass slapping, and then, you go home and then you burn extra calories, which leads me to sexuality. Having sex burns a ton of calories. I think it's up to 500 calories per hour. And the more rounds you go, the better. Hey, why not strive for, let's just say if you can burn 500 calories per session, let's just say, hey, strive for 2,000. Just go 4 rounds. Take a shower and go back. And you can refer to another podcast on increasing your libido. Now, these max of 500 calories obviously depends on your duration, intensity, and form of sexual activity. But just a few more things on that. You can actually burn 200 calories for 2 hours of kissing. Cuddling with your partner burns 36 calories in 30 minutes. Foreplay, 49 calories in 30 minutes. Hugging, 32 calories in 30 minutes, and 23 calories per 20 minutes of kissing. Therefore, the 2 hours came in with the 200. How about giving a partner a massage? That's 142 calories in 30 minutes. And give a lap dance. I was surprised that it was only 40 calories for 30 minutes, because, hey, the way I lap dance, I'm going to burn more calories than that. But in all, sexual activity and sexual health can burn a lot of calories and create a lot of endorphins, but it really is based on the duration, intensity, and form at which you do these extracurricular activities, if you will. The next one, wiggle while you wait. This comes with fidgeting. If you're stuck at the doctor's office or waiting on a flight, especially on the flights, flip through magazines, stand up frequently, go to those duty-free stores and use all the perfume and piss the people off. Fidget during your delay. I cannot stand to sit there the whole time waiting for a flight. Pace the airport. That's always great, but don't get lost in some of these airports, because like if you're at O'Hare or Atlanta and you start to walk around and you miss your flight because you don't realize how far you are and how many gates away you are. Checking out the food stands, checking out duty-free shops, but fidgeting while you're waiting for something, especially at the doctor's office. I was at the dentist the other day just getting a teeth cleaning, and I crutched. I don't walk right now. I crutch around the doctor's office, and I was kind of driving the other people nuts, and I did apologize ahead of time, but also I need to walk around. I can't just sit in one spot just due to the cast and stuff like that. If you're on the go, especially women, when I used to live in Manhattan, New York City, we'd always wear heels, but we always wore sneakers or tennis shoes or running shoes, walking shoes from the subways and the Ubers and the taxis to work. But toss in a pair of extra shoes in your bag or car and ditch the heels to run errands, because it's better for your feet anyway, and you're more apt to burn more calories and be more active because your feet are more comfortable. But even if you're running errands, that can burn in 30 minutes, you can burn up to 100 calories. So put the sneakers on, add the sneakers to your bag. And on the go, again, keep your calls mobile. Make a pact with yourself that every time your phone rings, you get up from your desk and walk around, get up from your couch and walk around, and put on that headset. Even 4 10-minute conversations while you're walking around can burn 100 calories. A lot of times, I don't love talking on the phone to people forever, but I love leaving voicemails. I always go to audio text and record it and then send it via text or email, depending on if you have an Android or an iPhone. And because sometimes for Android users, if you have an iPhone, it has to go to email if it's too long. But these are great ways to talk and burn more calories. And especially if you have a friend that's super dramatic or a family member that's dramatic, and you know that you need to listen a long time and you're getting fidgety, get up and walk around. I have to do it all the time. On the go, if you're parking lots, especially like living in Los Angeles, there is no parking, so you have to park a long way away or pay a mint. I have a lot of friends that only do valet because of the parking situations. But park away from the entrance. You're going to burn many more calories, especially like those Walmart, Costco parking lots. Those are huge lots. Park at the very end. And then if you have a grocery cart or those baskets or those bags, you're burning extra calories, and you can do those arm curls while you're walking back to your car. You're also working those glutes, the legs, your obliques, your shoulders, everything. But try to remember where your car is, especially if you have a long shopping trip or you're at some of these malls where they have like 18 levels and you lose your car. I always take a screenshot, especially in Vegas. Sometimes these get like crazy. Or even in New York City, you have these, multiple lots. Always take a screenshot. Or get lost. Try to make yourself lost, and then you're walking even more than you even thought up to a marathon. Yes, I think we've all been there once or twice. And those that haven't, you're lying, and I don't trust you. Now, here are some easy ones we don't even think about. If you drink 8 glasses of water a day, which is great for your health anyway, that burns 70 calories. And thinking about singing, typing, singing in the car, singing in the shower, that burns a ton of calories, and so does typing at your desk, especially if you're squeezing the glutes, doing calf raises at the same time in your chair or on that yoga ball. Do you like to chew gum? I chew gum all the time, or at least I don't chomp it, but I put it in my mouth just to keep my teeth wet at all times. But if you chew gum for 18 hours straight, and make sure that it's sugar-free gum because it's really bad for your teeth to not do that, that burns 200 calories. 18 hours of chewing gum straight. And who loves to sleep out there? Well, 3 hours of sleeping actually burns 200 calories. And you're not doing anything at all, you're just sleeping. 3 hours, 200 calories. Again, this is another reason why it's very important for people to get enough sleep when they're trying to lose weight, because it helps restore the body. And hey, you're burning 200 calories for 3 hours. If you get a solid 6 hours, that's 400 calories. And of course, it's recommended to get between 6 and 8 per night for best optimal health. And who doesn't love to laugh and escape? If you watch 4 hours of sitcoms, binge watching, or watch 2 movies, that burns 200 calories when you're laughing. And plus, your abs are being tightened. And maybe on a commercial break, you can do some calf raises, do arm curls, do a few push-ups. It's all relative. This all burns calories, and you're laughing, you're having fun, you're releasing endorphins, and that always makes you feel better, and you're burning calories. Even brushing your teeth burns calories, and sometimes you can add squats, calf raises, leg lifts, push-ups. Don't gorge the toothbrush down your throat, but just everything burns those extra calories. You're still staying active without going to that gym. You can even tap your feet back and forth while brushing your teeth. Some people do the whole happy birthday song 2 or 3 times to get enough teeth brushing in, as long as you're not too forceful, and that adds some more. So these are just things that we don't even think about that burn extra calories. And if you're eating properly and staying active, you don't need to worry about the gym or stressing yourself out. Just have a great healthy lifestyle and look at it as a lifestyle regimen, not dieting, but just staying healthy and staying active. But just think about your everyday life, and if you just don't feel like working out or going to the gym, so many things you can do. Maybe you binge watch Netflix for a whole weekend. No big deal. Maybe just during, if you're not a subscriber of the best kind and there are commercial breaks, squeeze your glutes in between on the commercials. Do arm curls, even with water bottles, Campbell's soup cans, wine bottles. Rosé all day. I am not a rosé drinker. I can't tolerate it. But many other things that you can just curl or do push-ups or just stretch out on the floor. And then you're still enjoying your movie. Reading those books, burn those calories, especially if it's an adventurous thing or an adventurous movie or a horror film. Horror films can burn tons of calories. And just a tip, research has been done that couples who go to a horror movie, it is like super sexual. For some reason, having fear instills that libido and instills that sexual interest. So watch a horror film. Not only will you burn those calories, but you'll get very attracted to your mate because you're scared, and it's just kind of that like closeness factor, and it's fun to be scared together. It just kind of invigorates you and energizes you. And then you go home and you burn those 2,000 calories because 500 calories an hour. for sexual activity. 4 hours. Minimum. But seriously. Or maybe play pool before you go to the movie and then go home. I mean, look at all these things you can do without going to the gym. So these are over 30 tactics just to keep you staying active and in shape without stressing about going to the gym. And always, you only live once and you don't want to miss out, especially during this pandemic. We are out and about, or after the pandemic, we're out and about and want to enjoy things. And that is why Weight Watchers is down, because we don't like to be told what to do. So these are just some things to keep you staying in shape, avoiding the stress, and even adding some mental activity, keeping yourself going outside, and just being aware of your surroundings and making you more social while doing all of the above. So what else can we do? Anyway, those are just some fun things to add. And as I said before, as I'm still, recovering from these injuries and recovering, I'm looking for everything to burn calories because I can't do so many things, but I will be back. This will not break me. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Ain't nothing gonna slow me down. Oh no, I've got to keep on moving. Yes, that is my motivation, besides so many other things. But I wish you guys a wonderful week and burn those calories without trying. And thank you again so much for joining me on another episode of Believe SoCal Sweat. We appreciate you for listening, and please rate and subscribe to the show on iTunes. You can also listen on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Luminary, Tuned In, or at Believe.com. That's BLEAV.com. You can always reach out to me for any questions or topics you would like covered on the show at Ann McDaniels or at Ann McDaniels Actress. And I'll see you next time on So